Good job in this film.
Thank you.
I want to know from your standpoint why this film is important to you.
Because it's historical, because it happened, because it's good. You know, first of all, it's a good film. But because this is a part of our history that we kind of don't like to talk about. You know, it's a lot easier for us to deal with the Holocaust, or for us to deal with something in Chechnya that happened, or in Burundi that's happening. But people don't usually like to deal with it when it's close to home and it hits home, because these are descendants, you know. But it did happen, and I think it's important to realize that, because hopefully it'll help us to open our eyes about the potential of hatred in this country.
Not so much that we've come a long way, because in some ways we haven't come a long way. In some ways we have.
Right.
But this film really hurts. I mean, I watched this film and God, boy, I appreciate it. I admire it. It's fabulously made and acted, and it hurts. And I think that's an appropriate response.
I think so too. I mean, it's like an alcoholic first has to say, I'm an alcoholic, I need help, you know. First you have to look at your own backyard and go, okay, it's dirty. Okay, accept that. Yes, it hurts. Now what do we do about the hurt? Now how do we go about trying to bridge, you know, make a bridge to get over the hurt? And I think that's hopefully what the film will inspire people to do. Not only investigate what's been in our country's past, but try and find some solutions from that to the, you know, in the present and the future.
You know what's great about movies for me is that movies are a great education, because you learn about things. I mean, people don't know about Sumner. They don't know about Rosewood. And movies are like chapters. You know, you get great stories that are true, and you get this great education. Otherwise, a lot of this stuff would never ever be known. It's not like there are great chapters on this in books.
No, they're not. There's a lot of articles about it in newspapers, but it never made the history books. You know, I never learned about anything like this in school. It's not a popular thing to talk about, you know, on either side, ironically. Neither the victims nor the perpetrators ever wanted to talk about this. That's why it took 70 years. And finally, a white citizen who was there, who saw it, to speak up about it, you know, because the perpetrators don't want to talk about it for obvious reasons. And the victims didn't want to talk about it because I still think they had such fear and such terror. I mean, can you imagine being hunted down in a swamp from the only place you ever knew that was your home? There was so much terror around it that they didn't want to talk about it, and anyone who did want to talk about it was shut down. So it took a long time to get people's, you know, tight lips open so where they could speak about this.
Let me ask you about your character a little bit, in the sense that he's a man with a really good heart. He has a good heart. He's got his heart in the right place. Is that true?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. He's born and raised in Rosewood, as he says. That is his town. He helped build that town. And he has extreme love for the town and for the family and for the community and for his people. And asking him to leave that is like asking him to leave a limb. It's just unthinkable to him.
He's a good piano player.
Yeah, damn good piano player.
Like you?
No, I played enough to play that, but I don't play piano. That would be an insult to real piano players.
It would?
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question about acting.
Okay.
Shift gears a little bit, but if you didn't make a dime doing this, and there was no publicity or notoriety about what you're doing, it just gets down to the moment of doing it, what do you really love about acting?
I think I like psychology, and I like to figure out what makes a person tick and what motivates a person. And that's the most fun thing for me, is to take a character and create his motivations and create his history and say, why did he do this and why does he make these choices that this person wouldn't make? And just to really create a singular, you know, specific person, to me is really exciting. You know, because I was doing it before there was any money and any prestige, because I just love doing it.
Do you find acting as fulfilling now as when you started?
Less, probably.
Really?
Yeah, because, I mean, as I have a career now, you know, there's more politics involved and red tape and a lot of stuff that doesn't have anything to do with acting. A lot of, you know, fringe stuff that doesn't have anything to do with just dissecting a character and creating him again and making him live. So there's less time spent doing that than doing other things to try and keep a career going. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think I enjoyed it more when I was just, you know, doing 5 plays in school.
Do you get to the point where you can separate yourself from the audience? I don't know. Let me rephrase this. When you're watching yourself on film, that you can separate yourself and look at it and say, yeah, I really like that, or I don't like that?
This was the first time, oddly enough, this was the first time that I've been able to sit back and see the whole movie and not just, you know, focus on, oh, bad choice, or why did he decide to cut there, or, you know, oh, he said that line kind of strange, where I could really just sit back and watch the whole movie. I was able to be wrapped up in it, which, you know, is rare for me.
I would imagine you have to be in a lot of things to get to that point.
I guess so.
Because you have to get over being overwhelmed.
Yeah, you have to get over seeing yourself 40 feet tall so you can just watch it, yeah.
Last question. An audience in Dallas, Texas, will pay $6.50, $7 to see Rosewood. When they see the film, they walk out of the theater, what kind of things do you want them to think and feel?
I want them to, if they didn't already know, to know that these things happened in this country. That Rosewood is not an isolated incident. That hatred and ignorance need to be stamped out at all costs, and everything we can do, all the energy that we can commit to enlightening people as to our differences and reveling in those and then sharing those is really the most important work. The most important work to me in the world is getting over this xenophobia, because it's only destructive, always. If not to this extent, to lesser degrees, but it's always destructive.
Nice film.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.